Hey guys, so we wanted to talk about a few key points today in mounting and operating a thermal optic. So to start with, I'm going to make sure that we're cleared here. Check it visually, we're good to go. So the first thing we did was to make sure that everything is level. How we did that, we put a level on the barrel here and put a level on the scope to check side to side. Luckily with the system we're using, the Savage came with a pick rail, and that with this quick detach mount, the two paired, made it super simple. Literally all we had to do was make sure our side to side level was good, tighten these to the appropriate torque specs, and we're good to go. So the other good thing about that system is we can take this off, the quick detach off, and we can mount this on several other rifles. This scope actually has multiple profiles built into it. So once we got it sighted in here, we know where it goes on the pick rail. We can move it to another rifle and change them back and forth anytime we want. So super nice, really nice system. From there, the next thing we did was make sure the eye relief is good. So how I typically do that is I'll get down here and I'll anchor how I would normally hold a gun, and I'll open my eye and see whether or not I need to go forward or backward, and we'll adjust it from there. So once our eye relief is set, we got the scope all leveled up. The last thing we would talk about is making sure you're familiar with the settings. So obviously we're going to be running this thing at night, typically predator hunting, and everything, all the buttons up top are braille more or less, and you want to be familiar with how to switch back and forth between picture and picture. I use that a lot. How to adjust your brightness depending on whether you have a full moon or whether there's no moon. Your reticles and everything, you're going to want a different brightness, so learning how to adjust that. Your focus is up front here, and you're going to want to know which way to go if you need to focus out farther or in farther, vice versa. So just take the time to become familiar with this, know it in and out, know how to do everything without looking at it, because that's going to be the conditions you're operating it in. And from there, pretty awesome system. They're really tough to beat. We're at the range this evening, sighting in the new Adder by AGM. Wanted to give a little bit of a tip. So when we're sighting in thermals, the easiest way we've found to do it is actually using hot hands. So what we'll do is we'll get out on the target, we'll staple a hot hands up, we'll fire a shot, and then we'll actually come clear the gun, come back down here, see where the bullet hit, and we'll staple another hot hands where the bullet hit. So that way when we go back to the gun, we can move the reticle to where the bullet hit, zero it, and that's it. Typically it takes 1 or 2 shots and the scope is zeroed in. Super easy, super effective. So just a little tip. It's literally about this high. Dude, no.
It's really close.
Dude, that thing is stupid. It's dumb awesome. See where it hit? Not that high. Hey guys, we're out here in this alfalfa field tonight, getting ready for this evening's hunt actually, but just wanted to run through some tips or best practices for you in relation to thermals. So we kind of want to talk about our evolution in optics over the years. Me and my group of buddies here have been coyote hunting for a lot of years now, and we started out just hunting off of moonlight. We would only go when there was snow on the ground, full moon, and just what we could see with moonlight is how we would identify and shoot coyotes. And from there, over the years, it went from that to illumination, where we would use red or green lights, and then eventually to night vision, and now to thermal. And one of the huge benefits of thermal over any of those other is the ability to identify animals, whether it's if you have obstructions or if it may be raining or snowing. There's just been a lot of nights where we would have never even saw a coyote that came in if we didn't have thermal. Maybe it hangs up 10 yards inside the edge of the woods. Again, maybe it's foggy, maybe it's snowing. No matter what the elements are like outside, thermal, you're going to be able to see the animal and identify them, especially with the technology today. Just makes everything clean, clear, safe. And that's how we've gotten to thermals, and we absolutely love it. So for years and years, we used to have to try and keep our guns unloaded. And as we're making a coyote set and we're calling, we're constantly scanning. But having to swing that gun around, not only is it tiring and fatiguing, but it's also pretty unsafe, really, if you think about it. So we ended up getting one of these thermal handhelds, and it just completely changed the game. We always have a guy scanning. It's obviously really easy to scan. We also keep movement to a minimum and fatigue to a minimum, so you're fresh when it's time to take a shot. But it gives us the ability to keep an eye 360 degrees around us and also stay safe while we're doing it. So definitely a huge advantage in using a thermal handheld like this.